Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the deep playthrough of Gran Turismo 3. I was just, a thought popped into mind, like shall I just disregard the whole previous episode? It was a very brief episode. I just ended it and restarted it. Because I was just messing around a little bit with, we changed the oils, we bought some wheels for this prize car that we won after getting the B license. But no, I will just keep it in. But the reason I restarted is because I had a mod which changed the very weird torque unit, that kilogram force per square meter or something. I never understood that torque unit, so there was a mod where I could put it to Newton meter. But then it still said the car only has 17 Newton meter, and that is of course not correct because the car has like 100 plus Newton meter of torque. And that brought me to think like, okay, maybe the HP figure is also a bit too high with 168. So I just disabled, because we did the first race and I was really like winning way too easily, or I didn't even drive one full lap. From the start I already noticed like I was like way quicker than the competition in this car. So that was like, okay, maybe the figure from the horsepower figure is incorrect from that mod, because of that mod. But now I disabled that mod and it is still at 168 horsepower, which is really quite a lot compared to the competition that we're driving. So what I'm gonna do, just to make it a bit more of a challenge, even it being the first race in the whole career, I'm just gonna buy a car that is a little bit less powerful. I mean, we have 17,000. The initial starting that you start the game with, the amount is 18,000, and we only spent on an oil change and some wheels for the prize car, but we basically still have our full budget. So I really want to use the MX-5 as well, but let's use it in a later race where the competition is a bit more strong. So now we're just going to really buy a simple car. This one is pretty cool. It's pretty small. Alright, it has 63 horsepower, but it only weighs 700 kg. Alright, we're just gonna try our luck. Why not? Here we go, no more kidding around. And we are going to put some heavy duty rims on it. We're gonna do an oil change because that indeed gives 5% extra power. And now for some cool rims. Alright, let's see if there are any black rims. Here, this looks amazing. Here we go. Alright, I really have the Gran Turismo vibe now. In like a little shitbox mini car. Just racing. I really like racing in these regular cars so much better than in GT cars, like that the Gran Turismo 7 only focuses on. This is so much more fun. So we are driving the Kuori TRXX Avanzato. I mean, what do you want more? Right, we have to disable traction and etc. Save settings. Oh shit, yeah. Maybe we should do that. Man, my D-pad is so fucked up on this wheel. No, this is going to be a separate settings save. Or let's see, what will it save? Car. Yeah, I think it will only save the car itself. By the way, it's so cool, all these emulator games like 007, Agents Under Fire and Nightfire. They're on the channel as well. Amazing games. It's all so much cooler than modern games, these early 2000 games. Alright, here we go, no more kidding around. I'm afraid we don't really have top speeds. But maybe if we do a little bit of drafting. No, fuck me. I'm afraid that the red car is way too quick. Although we are making some progress. Alright, now it's all about slipstreaming. Come on, little car, you can do this. No, I'm afraid we won't make it. No, this is not gonna work. We need a little bit more power. And maybe I am going to, for now, put off the race music. I needed to put it on because otherwise in the license test you don't have the cool jingles because that is linked to race background music. Replay background music, how is that on as well? I didn't put that on, right? So then did other stuff also revert? No, this is all still as it was, so probably while enabling the music for the license test, I also put on the replay music apparently. Oh wait, we can maybe tune the car inside the race. So we don't need to go all the way to the garage. No, we have to buy it in the garage and then we can apply it here. At least that's what I'm thinking. Yes. Of course, it also depends what your opponents are. Let's see, maybe if we just Let's try that 1 or 2 times to see if we can re-roll the dice with the opponents. Maybe. Yeah, the CRX 1.6 and the Civic VTI. We will never win. Civic was quite an expensive car, I think. It was even more than the 18,000 starting credits. Yeah, by the way, that is the same car, that red car. So it's not going to work. Honda CRX Del Sol. Alright, I don't think we really need to. We could lighten the car, but that really doesn't. That makes us quicker, accelerating and handling better. But it doesn't really change the top speed. We need power. Here in this car, in this game, it's fun to tune. Like and in Gran Turismo 7, I never have that feeling like I need this for my car to win. So there's no value to tuning. It is just there. It is super in depth. But it is just not as fun, I would say, as these older games. Alright, let's just put in a little racing room. Alright, we can do semi-racing racing. Man, that's quite expensive. This is all quite expensive. And we only have 5,000 credits. I really like that. Your choice really matters in this game. Alright, we can do a chip. How much does it do? Yeah, only 2 horsepower. That is 3, yeah, this is not enough to win, I think. Yeah, this is only 1 horsepower more. So this is 1525, okay, let's just do it, fuck it. Also in this game you really get attached to the vehicles because you really are growing with them, so to say. And in modern Gran Turismos that is just not the case. You have all these supercars right from the start, you have no connection to them. Alright, we could maybe buy something else? No. Probably we should just put a turbo on it, but that's expensive. Yeah, we cannot. I should have bought a turbo. Yeah, fuck me. We should have put a turbo, but I also don't want to be that overpowered. But I think I did make the wrong choice. Here, why is Rombbb? Rombbb is like the ECU, right? We already bought a racing chip. This is for yaw control and differential. What does a Rombbb actually mean? Read-only memory, I think. Alright, what about an exhaust? We already have the exhaust. Tuning. Yeah, we cannot buy much more. We can do weight reduction, but that doesn't change our top speed. Alright, let's also read the text. It's a bit much, but it's all it's a deep playthrough, so we really want to get all the tidbits. The car body is made lighter by removing unnecessary parts and by changing some of the materials used. Reducing the weight of the body has many benefits, such as improved acceleration, cornering, braking and tire durability. Here we go. Let's also read the other two. A combination of a perfectly shaped sports air cleaner and a sports exhaust with good exhaust extraction properties. Ideal as a first step in turbo tuning, it increases torque at high engine speeds in naturally aspirated engines. The most elementary type of tuning, the sports ROM alters the engine management system to increase power by adjusting the engine's sparking period and the air-fuel ratio. For turbocharged vehicles, a complete tune-up suitable for beginners can be achieved by installing a sports ROM and exchanging the air cleaner and exhaust. Oh, why is that only for turbocharged engines? Alright, I think we hit a wall here, because I should have bought a turbo, but I didn't want to go overboard with the little Kuori. Alright, let's also read the scroll bar. God damn it, that's a long scroll bar. Alright, here we go. Various race categories. Held. A license test is needed to enter some races and your car must conform to the race rules. If you're a beginner and want to complete the game, aim to win all the beginners league races. If you're an advanced driver, try to win all the amateur league races. Yeah, that's also so cool. If the game doesn't lock you out, if you want to do, I think, if you want to do amateur, we can just do an amateur race now as well. Here, no problem. Alright, we only have like 5 horsepower more than we had or something. For quite a lot of money, for 5,000 here. And we're driving against a new Beetle. Yeah, we will never win. But we will for sure try. It does feel a little bit more snappy. Here we come. Yeah, I think we're... I don't know. I wanted to say we are slowly gaining, but not really. Come on, little car, you can do this. We're slowly gaining, right? I hope that is slipstreaming a thing in this game. I don't know. I hope. Right, maybe there will be some rubber banding at the end. That would be nice. In that corner we are actually gaining a bit. Man, this is so cool. Again, a race that you cannot win. That really doesn't happen in... maybe it does, I don't know. But in modern Gran Turismo, everything is made foolproof. You will not be in a situation like this. Alright, this is not going to work. Let's see if we go out of it. And then back in. See if the roster changes. Yeah, the CRX is not there anymore. But the Civic is. Oh, but these Yaris's are also quite quick, I think. Maybe we can just do a bit of slipstreaming. We can of course just get the MX-5, but then we will win so easily. It's not fun. So what we can do is just sell the MX-5. I mean, we have to buy it later on anyways for the MX-5 Cup or something. I'm sure that will be there. And then we buy a turbo, but yeah, then we have quite an overpowered car again. God, getting closer in that corner, but not close enough. Same as the previous race, we are half a second behind. And here, they are actually gaining in this corner. Yeah, we will not win that. Alright, let's re-roll the field one more time. Because I'm afraid if I put a turbo on the car that we will win every race super easy. That's also not what you want. Yeah, again. VTTI. Or VTI. I was a little bit too impulsive with buying this little, I think we have a Mitsubishi. Alright, this looks better. No Civic and no CRX. Here we go. Our car, I'm not sure, but I think it has a turbo. It has a turbo gauge. Alright, maybe we have a chance here. We sure do. Nice. See you later, motherfuckers. Woohoo! I was expecting those Yaris's to be a bit quicker actually. Also normally in games I really do everything, like even I move it away, like disable the HUDs. Somehow in this game, even with the lap times and the map, normally I don't really want the map etc. But it's not intrusive at all. Map design or HUD design also was better back in the day. And I may sound like a grumpy old guy saying it used to be better. I really do think it is. But yeah, maybe that's the grumpy old guy logic. Alright, so if other races have more like bends and not like a big oval, I think we are more competitive there anyways, even against quicker cars. So then at least we are not overpowered there, like we would have been if we would have slammed the turbo on this car. Force feedback is actually quite good, I have to say. Alright, very first race of the career modes. And the good news is, after this week I'm a week off. So that is going to be a Gran Turismo holiday. I cannot literally think of anything more relaxing than that. Here, this is peak Gran Turismo for me. Super relaxing, fun, but also grueling hard with the license test. And these replay angles as well, the cameras. If you watch it long enough, these replays, sometimes it really becomes photorealistic. The way the car hunches over in the corner. God damn it, in 2001, did they already have windmills back in that time as well? So retarded. It says so on the side, by the way. It's a twin cam turbo, this car. The only thing that I find a bit distracting is how quickly the rims move to basically no detail at all. After a very short distance it goes to low level of detail modes and then no texture at all. I don't know if that's an emulator thing or just a PlayStation 2 thing. Alright, here we go, over the finish line. One more corner. No. We already passed it, I think. Yes. Alright, how cool is this? Playing Gran Turismo 3 in 2026. Alright, here we go, midfield raceway. Hopefully it is not another oval, because we don't have the top speed. Ah, no, this is... I have to catch my bearings. Yeah, this track also has very long sections, so it can be quite tricky. But it also has some corners. Alright, here we go, no more kidding around. Alright, we're still in the race. We're in it to win it. And that's the fun thing of a slow car. You really have a lot of time to... think about your driving line, etc. Alright, I'm staying on the curb because that provides more grip. Yeah, we can win this. I made a shifting mistake. And now we have a little bit of a problem because it will pull away with the higher power and it will pull away on the straights. But I do think there's a way to win this. Although it's pulling quite far ahead now. Alright, so over here I really don't need to brake that much. And here we want to stay on the curb for extra grip, and I forgot to shift, hit the limiter, and now we are going for the do or die move. Ah, fuck me, my hand was, I couldn't reach the shifter. Because it turns around with the wheel, which is quite annoying. Oh, fuck me. I was like, man, I'm so distracted. No, fuck me. I wanted to replay. I thought that the replay that we saw, that was actually the restart of the next attempt. But it was a replay. Alright, I don't want to also game the system so much by just restarting the race and re-rolling the fields. Alright, I do think we more or less have the same field now. I just want to, unless it's totally impossible, I really want to play with the cards that we are dealt. Which means a pretty fast Civic. And a pretty fast Yaris. Alright, so here I'm really not going to brake a lot. Oh my god! I was not expecting we would be this close already. Fuck me. Oops, sorry. Oh my god, again. Oh my god. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why can't we... replay just from the menu, just like a license test. Because now we will re-roll the grid, I think. Anywho, again, I was stuck with the shifter pedals. Totally screwed up that corner, same corner again. Yeah, we do still have the same field, so it doesn't re-roll. At least that's nice. Which is weird because earlier it did re-roll in that previous race. Alright, here we go, no more kidding around. Ah no, it did re-roll. We now even have that CRX, which is quite quick. And I'm being held up by these two in this corner now. Alright, this is not going well. Man, also these collision sounds I really remember from back in the day. Right, so over here I don't need to shift back, down. And I also barely need to brake. All right. I don't know where the optimal power band is in this car. Should probably look that up. Is it low rev or high rev? Oh shit, check out the mirror. Yeah, this is what I mean. Oops, sorry. Fuck me. It's catching me again. Alright, I think I lost the race there. Yep. I will just finish it. Just for the prize money. I think we also get prize money for second place. Again, check out the rear view mirror. Why can't we replay? Alright, no more kidding around, let's do this. God damn it, getting stuck behind these two. And I'm braking there. Well, I really don't need to do that. I have to remember that. At least not in the first lap where we're starting from a standstill. Alright, now I'm really going to try and not brake here. We're just gonna, or very lightly. Press it just to change the car's weight. Here, everything is going pretty damn well, I would say. God damn it. Alright, now it's all a matter of keeping him behind me. So far so good. Alright, he's staying back a bit. Alright, he's not really aggressive. That's pretty nice. Oh fuckaroni. That went pretty wrong almost. Ah, fuck me, he's actually going around the outside. Motherfucker. Oh my god! Oh, fuck me. It's also maybe my force feedback is set a little bit too strong. I'm really... Here, the wheel is sliding all over the place. My steering wheel, that is, with a lot of force, so... Alright, but at least we know it's possible. I just need to defend better. Indeed, don't need any brake there. Only lift tools. Right, I'm a little bit afraid of this CRX on the straight now. How far is he getting ahead? Alright, this corner went pretty damn well for my doing. So if we can slip past him here. No, so it's all about that next upcoming corner, and I'm afraid that the Civic is too far in front. God damn it. Fuck you, motherfucker! Woohoo! Oh man, I was not expecting that. But it still can go totally wrong. Because he's not kidding around. No, no. Here, they are pretty... I have to be careful about that CRX now. Suddenly zipping by. Ah no, the CRX is behind. Alright, this is really peak for me, Gran Turismo racing. In a little shitbox. A challenging race and still nailing the win. Man, it's so cool. This is so much more fun than modern Gran Turismo. The replays are cooler, everything is cooler. I know I'm repeating myself, but it is just how I feel. The driving physics are great, and it doesn't even feel that much like rubber banding. I feel I won this one pretty fair and square. It's not like he wasn't trying to get back to first place. Here, check out these graphics. It looks better than Gran Turismo 4 in my book. Man, I missed this game. I didn't know I missed this game this much. Always trying afterwards, trying to something to scratch that itch, but nothing came along that really scratched it like this game itself did. It has all the right ingredients. You can tune, but it's also not... In modern games, everything is like you. You can do like 10 decals and do all the online functionality, but it lost direction. this game is well directed. It provides you the tools as the developers saw fit, and those choices by the developers, the amount of depth, the amount of guiding you through the campaign, that all these decisions were the right decisions in my view. And then for a gamer it becomes a very fun experience to just get through that campaign. If that makes any sense. I'm rambling, but this game is the definition of more is not always better. Just like open world games are not necessarily better than linear games. Quite the opposite, I would say. There's maybe one thing I can do that while the recording runs. Yes. I put the brightness up and the saturation down. Maybe a little bit too much brightness. Looking at that white car. So let's just continue. And then we are going to reduce the brightness a bit. Yeah, maybe I had it too high. Or maybe not, I don't know, wait. I had it at 60 like this, and original is like this. Yeah, maybe. It doesn't even matter that much. Alright, let's, 1 second. I do think bumping down the saturation is better, because this is default. And to me, the curbing is too saturated. So bumping that down. And the brightness, I don't know, I will keep it at default now. So like so, and then we get back into the game. Alright, one more race to do. In this episode, because unfortunately I don't have limitless time. And that's Trial Mountain. Here we go. Super cool circuit, I find. Wow, way too much braking on my part. Alright, this is where license test B8 is really handy. Alright, we're going on the inside here. Oops, sorry. That was not intentional. Right, we're having a good lead. Alright, I totally screwed up that corner. In the pocket. Alright, let me quickly do another test with the brightness. And saturation. Yeah, it's hard to say, but I'm bumping up still the brightness and reducing the saturation. Otherwise I find sometimes the curbs and the trees a little bit cartoony-ish saturated. And also with the brightness I really want to mimic that real life, yeah, brightness, so to say. Man, it's so much fun. Like in a slightly tuned mini K car, is it called K car, those little Japanese cars, against other cars that are in stock form just quicker and then still winning. It's so much fun. Here, this is where I almost screwed up royally. Again, look at this. This looks better than I find Gran Turismo 7. From certain distances and angles, just looks somehow more realistic. Also how the car suspension works, just amazing. Over the curbs and in the corners. In the pockets. Alright, so... we actually are winning a car now. Nice. Because I really wanted to try this car. I find that an extremely cool Japanese tuner car. Alright, so in Dutch we would say the first sheep is over the dam. Let's see how you would say that in English. Alright, I have no idea. There must be an equivalent proverb in English for the first the sheep is all over the dam. It basically means the first bits are off, like It started, so to say. Anyways, the playthrough started, and next on the list is the Club Main Cup. Let's see what we have to do. Again, no exclusions. So for that one, we indeed are going to try and do that with the Terreno in the next episode, unfortunately. But we are already going to check out the car. Also the color tone, I find it in stock form, you cannot do it better with that black on white. But it's really less power than I thought, only 127. And I still would like to know kilogram per meter, kgm to Newton meter. How do you do that? Oh my god, fuck these cookie notifications, man. Fuck it so hard. It's 9.8. 1 kilogram force meter is 9.8 Newton meters. So basically times 10. It's a little bit. So we have 148 Newton meter or 140, whatever. No, 9.8. So then you do minus 28. So it's. Yeah, I don't know, it's 146 or something. Wait, let me quickly check that. So we have 14.8. Yeah, 145 Newton meters. Because if you do that, you do times 10 is 148. But you need to deduct 2/10. So that is. You do minus 1.48 times 2. Yeah, that's basically 3. Or 2.96. And that is what you will deduct from the 148. Then you get to 145, is it? So it's a little bit more than 145. So that would be. Wait, 1 second. So we do. I'm just trying to improve my calculation by head. So we do 9 times 14.8 is 133.2. And then we do 8 times 1.48 plus 133.2 is 145.04. Yeah, that is what I was thinking. But on that calculator, it said something different. So, one moment. On the calculator, it said 145.13 on the online calculator. But let's just put that directly in the calculator then. So we do 14.8 times 9.80665. 9.80665 is, yeah, there it does get to the same amount. As the online calculator. So in my head I was thinking 155.04, but it's actually 145.13. Anywho, yeah, I don't know if we will have to tune the car to be competitive. I hope not. Let's see where we are going to race. The Rombbb City Circuit special stage, Route 5. I think that has a lot of straights. So yeah, I don't know if we're competitive. And Deep Forest Raceway, that one should be pretty doable. Anyways, unfortunately, yeah, or maybe let's try and do one race. I wanted to say I don't have time anymore, which I don't, so I have to end the episode, but I'm just curious about the Rombbb circuit and how this car handles. It's such a cool car. Alright, we are now driving against MX-5s, which are quite, I think, a lot quicker. So if all else fails, we can whip out our own MX-5, which has 165 horsepower or something. Alright, here we go. Even if we're not the fastest car on the track, we're certainly the coolest car on the track. Yeah, that MR2 or whatever it is way quicker. Actually, the whole field is quicker. And I also don't know the course, so I'm probably over braking and stuff. Nice, the Colosseum. I was wondering, will we see the Colosseum? Alright, here this part looks a little bit like the Rombbb circuit in GT5. But what I wanted to say is that I like the car pretty okay, but I don't like the sound. It almost sounds like a two-stroke. So yeah, we can either tune it a bit, or we just whip out the MX-5 that we have ourselves. Ah, pretty cool. We see the Colosseum from two directions actually, two sides. Yeah, it's actually quite a handful, this car. Alright, let's just check out the track. Ah, there's that big white building. I forgot what it's called, but which actually looks Roman, like from old Rome. But it was actually built not that long ago, like I don't know, in the 60s or something. Here, there's the Colosseum again. Man, I really do not have this track down. Alright, there seems to be some rubber banding going on. Alright, these are all really important corners with all these straights behind them. Alright, I do find these flat trees, they are a pretty weird green color, a little bit too saturated for my taste. Alright, we still get 500. We should still put new oil in the car actually to get a little speed boost. Yeah, maybe we have to indeed whip out our own MX-5. Alright, sorry, I was lost in thoughts. We'll have to end the episode here, unfortunately. But we'll, hopefully, if I have the energy left after a day in the office, we'll continue tomorrow after work with this Clubman Cup. And then only a couple of days more to go. We are off for a full week, and that will be a Gran Turismo week. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you there in the next episode. And for the meantime, you yourself as well. Never forget, always do keep on gaming. See you later.